the front page review. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. With me in the studios this morning is Obed Awede.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Okay, and later on, Rufai Oseni will join us via the network. Yes, on the front page review, we'll give you the headlines from various newspapers in Nigeria, and then we discuss the hot topics in the news. We get to also open the phone lines for you to join the conversation, to call us and tell us what you make of the headlines and also the hot topic, the stories in the news. So today we have so much to talk about. A lot has been happening. A lot is happening right now in Nigeria. So let's get on with it this morning. We'll begin with the Punch newspaper. The first headline here says 245 killed in Kaduna community attacks, says Monarch. Atiku, PDP dares Wike Makinde begins campaigns Wednesday. Akeredolu fumes as federal government denies Amateku's firearms license. Still giving you story from the Punch this morning. Military to bombard a bandit, ask residents to relocate. Lekki Ekpe road construction 95% complete. Lagos government as federal government releases 62nd independence program. I'm in pain by current happenings in Osun State, says Akeredolu. And now to the Vanguard this morning, 2023, we will not leave PDP. We will fight in the party. Wike is talking this morning. Now, from the Vanguard also, we have this: invest in inmate rehabilitation, judge tells government. And burning of markets at IPOB berates army, forts Uzodima's explanation. Okay, the story is on the Vanguard. Now to the Daily Thrust. But before then, there is this story also from the Vanguard. Let me just take the headlines. The candidate to sign 2 peace accords, says National Peace Committee. Now let's move to Daily Thrust this morning. We are not committed to endorsing Tinubu. We are not committed to endorsing Tinubu, says bishops. Okay, CBN did not introduce USSD code to block compromised bank accounts. And 2023 elections trust and data accuracy come under scrutiny. Okay. And to the Sun this morning, Khan inaugurates a political strategy committee. And another interesting story here from the Sun this morning: federal government faults Atiku on economic blueprint. Court orders federal government has declared war on us. ASU. Court order federal government has declared war on all, says ASER. Now, the final story from the Sun: China not taking over Nigerians' critical asset as debt payment envoys. And this day newspaper: National Peace Committee meets in Mina, denounces vote buying. Security forces launch manhunt for terror financier Alhaji Abubakar. Lawmakers reject plea to suspend bill establishing transportation university in Katsina, orders. Now, these are your headlines this morning. Just a few from various newspapers. Give you from the Punch, and then the Vanguard, the Daily Thrust, the Sun, and This Day newspaper. So we're going to pay some bills now, and when we return, we'll look at some of the hot topics in the news this morning. So don't go anywhere. Keep it here. We are the voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
If you're looking for a place to relax and find comfort, the right place to be is the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, we offer excellent services to our clients and customers. We serve high quality wines at our restaurant and bar, while our continental dish is second to none. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, located on 42 Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road, our rooms are in conformity with international standard and best practices. We accord priority to security for all our guests. Breakfast is free.
That's how start do.
Yay! And we have standard facilities for your seminar and training. For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-7003-333.
Ice on my neck, ice on my wrist, you know. That's how start do.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by Festa Avenue, Festa Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
The Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
You are listening to the Front Page Review. This is VOP 90.3 FM. We are broadcasting live and direct from number 42 Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road. We are also on social media. You can find us there right now on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook at VOP 903 FM. We are streaming live this morning on our website and YouTube. Our website is www.thevoiceofthepeople.ng. While YouTube, just go there, type Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now, the front page review this morning. We've given you the headlines. Now, let's look at the hot topic in the news this morning. What are people talking about? What is happening in Nigeria? So, we'll begin with this story with an interesting headlines from the Punch newspaper. It says, Akeredolu fumes as the federal government denies Amateku firearms license. That is the headline. Although you find the story on various newspapers. Now, Governor of Ondo State, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu, has accused the federal government of bias in refusing to allow the Western Nigerian Security Network Agency, also known as Amateku Corps, to carry sophisticated firearms. In response to the federal government's approval of the Katsina State Security Outfit, which is equivalent to Amateku Corps, to carry sophisticated firearms, the governor stated, and I quote, "We believe in one Nigeria, but we cannot have one country, two systems." This was contained in a statement issued by the governor on Thursday through his chief press secretary, Mr. Richard Olatunde. Denying Amateku the right to bear arms, according to the governor, would expose the Southwest to life-threatening crimes, organized crime. We have Rufai on the line this morning. Rufai Oseni, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mary. And I saw that story, and I'm very happy about the reaction of Governor Keredolu. Very happy. In fact, the evolution of power as regards security has started. It has started already with this decision. Because what he kept on saying all this work was the capacity to bear arms by Amoteco. We can't be having criminals taking AK-47, killing people. I mean, see what happened in Ondo now.
Yes.
Mary, I've not heard from that incident. See what happened in Ondo now. Over 40 parishioners in cold blood murdered. And you say our own state security architecture, Amoteco should not bear arms. And some people in Katsina are bearing arms. No, that's wrong. That's very wrong. So, and 155% in support of Governor Keredolu. We can't build one country with two different systems. No. What is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. You can't say some people can bear AK-47 to use. And this will have a ricochet effect. It will ricochet into Benue, where Governor Autumn had to take a bold move by setting up, Benue State Vigilance Service. Because we need to be able to fight insecurity. Because if we don't fight insecurity, how will investors come? How are we going to grow the economy? Very soon we'll know how they will push, how they even push at first against the formation of Amoteco. But the truth has to be said, we have to secure our people. Go around the Ekiti Ondo area. Massive insecurity. These people are raiding people, maiming people, collecting their money and means of livelihood. And you want them not to put architecture in place, not to carry AK-47. There are sense of people in Katsina should carry at the expense of some other people. No, it's not done that way. Governor Keredolu right now.
Okay. But what does the law says concerning the arming of security outfits set up by the state?
See, the law, what it says is that there shall be one single police force, and that's the Nigerian police. That's what the law says. But you see, Mary, you forget in a hurry that laws are written by human beings. If the Attorney General truly loves Nigeria, what they should do, and National Assembly is to push law now for state police, full devolution of security. Mary, proud to this time, in the colonial days, we had local government police, we had state police, then we had federal police. That was the way it was done. We had federal police, but we have police in localities that will secure and save every area. All right? Until the laws were limited to, full-on one state police. But that police is grossly inadequate. Mary, for a population of over 200 million, you have 400 and something thousand police officers, and half of those 400 and something thousand are with VIP. Half of them are with VIP, close to half of them are with VIP. So what is left to police the people? And they are purely underfunded and all of that. And you can see. And you see, it is desperate time that call for desperate measures. You see NSCDC today, civil defense. Mary, prior to the Civil War, there was no NSCDC civil defense. So when the Civil War started, that the Gawan government set up NSCDC to maintain civil order around. And now NSCDC has been entrenched into our laws. They too are unbearing, but they came as an offshoot of the Civil War. So desperate time call for desperate measure. If it's this massive insecurity that is akin to sort of like a war-like situation, that will call for us having state police that bear arms, it will really be because you see almost every state has to set up theirs, Mary. It's so bad, pervasively. There used to be a popular Yoruba presenter called Alawi that used to do a show called Inkambe, and his byline was something big, means Inkambe, and Yoruba Kolomo. If it hits you, that's what you know. Mary, if anybody close to you have been hit by the claws of insecurity, then you will know. Mary, for so many months before my father passed, anytime he went for medicals, I used to be very scared for his life as an 86-year-old man, because I used to hear stories of this marauding gunmen attacking people around the expressway going to Djibouti and the like. She used to be very scared. That who would have even turned to in a case mistakenly. He went to one of his hospital visits, he's coming back, they stopped him, they manhandled him. That's the kind of insecurity Nigerians live with on a daily basis. If it's not hit you, you will not know.
We know that.
How do you want the family of those 40 people killed in Ondo to feel? All the offense was that they went to church and their state couldn't save them.
No, what we are talking about here is a very serious issue. It's a matter of life and death. It's as serious as life and death. Like you have said, if you know the families or if you've ever encountered these bandits, you will know that there is a serious problem in Nigeria in terms of security. And to you, Obed, why was Katsina given this privilege when other states are being faced with the same thing?
I believe that the very first thing that comes to you is that the president is very sectional because he's from Katsina State. Katsina had this crisis of bandits and terrorists and the rest, robbing farms, robbing farmers in communities and the rest of them. So they had that for a long time. But the whole issue is that we also have states that have such crises all over the country, where you have bandits, you have terrorists, you have herdsmen, killer herdsmen. But for the president to have chosen to give to Katsina, and also considering that there have been statements that have been made by governors from the north, which this government has not on record opposed. I remember the governor of Zamfara, that was saying that people should go out, even Masari of Katsina, people should go out armed, they should do anything to preserve themselves, they must take arms, they must do anything. You know, statements that are a little bit incendiary. You don't expect civilian population to take arms and then defend themselves, but nothing has been said. But when Akeredolu and other governors attempted to set up groups, the Amotekun group, I recall that Gabashew was vociferous. The federal government was vociferous in his position that this was not, permissible. You cannot have a parallel security, structure outside of what we have in the police and the civil defense and other ones being controlled by the center. So the first thing you just look at is that this is just sectional, and it plays to the whole argument that has been said about the Buhari regime that is very sectional, is very nepotistic, and that it doesn't have a national frame in view. It's all concerned about an agenda. And every time we hear reports like this, what comes is that people begin to say that what is the whole agenda of permitting these terrorists and bandits to roam free without checking them in our farm, in our forests, and in our communities? Is there a more sinister agenda like you have been hearing in other places? So it's something the government has to look at. It's quite appalling. You actually want a better, yes, and yes, a well-balanced action and synergy between the federal government and state government in fighting criminality. Because criminality is the major problem. The reason we have food inflation this high is because we have bandits and terrorists in the farms. People are not going to farms. People are unable to travel. People are unable to farm their lands. They are kidnapping them. So we're having problems. Economic problems is all tied into insecurity. You expect the federal government to actually support the states to say, okay, do this, and perhaps set parameters for behavior. Because I think one of the major fears of arming some of these groups is that they'll be used for political, to settle scores and the rest of them. But then the federal government has security agencies.
You know, a lot of people are commending the bold statement by Akeredolu coming out to talk like this and to make points very clear that the federal government is not being fair on his decision to grant Katsina the right, at least let them carry those sophisticated weapons when Amateku are carrying, I don't know the kind of weapons they are carrying now.
Aden guns and bow and arrows and stuff like that.
Now, the elections are coming. They are close, very close, like few months away. What should Nigerians look out for in order to secure themselves, secure our hearts from this insecurity? Because it's obvious from this dispensation that the issue of security even rose. We can't say that it has been sorted or is even being sorted or taken care of. What should we look out for, Rufai Oseni, for as the next administration is coming in?
You see, the truth is, Mary, we need to. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull out. We need to interrogate our new politicians and whoever is going to lead this country on what they are going to do as regards to security. We need to interrogate. I think we don't interrogate enough. Somebody should not just come and tell us that we'll fix insecurity. How is the question? And I think that's one thing the electorate needs to do. We need to be more part of the process. How are they going to fix insecurity? Because you see, I tell people that since Boko Haram insurgency started, Nigeria has practically been at a state of war for over 10 years. Honestly, and we don't even know it. The Northeast livelihood is jeopardized. Do you know if there was security in the land and Borno and other parts were safe of the country, do you know how much insecurity is taken away from our GDP? Do you know the investors that will have come into Nigeria that said, I'm not coming because of the level of insecurity? We can never tell. We can never quantify. And that's why everything must be done to ensure that we bring security back to every level, every part of the country. Even when we have actions by terrorists, bandits, thieves, they must be brought down. They must come down. Because that's what will reestablish that confidence in the system. So what Nigerians should do is engage with anybody that wants to come and run the country. How they are going to provide solutions to it. We can hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. In fact, I keep saying this, that the Nigerian citizenry and their politicians will have to sign another Magna Carta in 2023. If you remember the story of Magna Carta, a very, very brutish king against the other people, the landowners and all of that. And they forced him to come to a place, I've visited that place many times in England, called Running Mead. And they forced him to sign Magna Carta, the Bill of Rights, that you do this for me, I do this for you. And that's what the 2023 election should be between Nigerians and their leaders that don't take them seriously. It should be a Magna Carta. A Magna Carta that will favor the Nigerian people. Because nobody thinks of the hard-suffering Nigerian people any longer. And that's why their vote must come in 2023.
I think that Pat Utomi, speaking yesterday, I saw it in the news, that I think agrees with what you're saying. He said that the PDP and the APC should apologize to Nigerians because they've been in power and the country has gone from worse to worse. If there is a word like that, they should apologize to Nigerians instead of coming forth again to say they want us to vote for them, Obed. They should apologize. Do you agree with that?
Well, and I really think it really goes beyond the PDP and the APC. There's nobody you see in any political party, the major parties today, that have not been in PDP or APC. None of them. Peter Obi was in PDP. Kwakwaso was in PDP, was the APC. So the truth is that it really goes beyond them. Politicians as a whole, just like we've all been saying, that I believe that there must be a new kind of engagement, politicians, where we should have laws that make them accountable for every promise that they make when they are campaigning for positions. So if you say you are going to run security in this means, you should be held accountable. There must be something stronger than what we see, which is just like a mere promise. Or when I get there, I'll do something. And when you get there, you tell us that you found something else. So that's why you will not be able to achieve what. No, it's not true. When you are campaigning for office, you should know the broad area of problems that we face. Look at the area of solutions and say, okay, I can do this. And then when you get in, you should be able to follow through. And then you should be held accountable for those positions. So the fact that they are not held accountable is where the problem is. And that's why we've always said that, look, the political system of government doesn't go in favor of us at all. We should have a system where we should be able to recall people and then hold them per second, per minute, per month to account for everything that they promise and everything that they are doing.
Now, as this present dispensation comes to an end, I'm talking about the Buhari's administration. Rufai, can you look at the administration, look at the years that our President Buhari has been in power and say this is one area that has massively improved? Some people will say power has improved, according to what I think one of his ministers said, or his spokesperson. I think Adesina said some days ago that power has improved under this dispensation. In your own rights, in this Buhari administration, what area can you say that, this area we saw tremendous progress?
See, Mary, there are some successes but the problem is there are many failures. When I analyze things like this, I analyze them empirically. Your first barometer of any leader's achievement is the economy. What has been the economic growth? Under President Buhari, we've had 2 recessions. President Buhari first complained that it's because crude oil price was over $100. In January, crude oil price has been over $100. Crude oil theft is affecting us. Our wells are old. People are not bringing in stuff. In terms of achievement, yes, infrastructure, second Niger bridge, give it to him. He's been able to do that, and congrats to him. I'm a very objective person. He did what has never been done in 40 years. In fact, you might argue that President Jonathan started, but I say President Buhari completed it. He gave Philip to that project. The first time second Niger was proposed in the 70s. Give second Niger bridge to him. Give Lagos Ibadan rail line to him. Although I will also argue that there was a narrow gauge that could have been done that enters the city, that terminates at Dupe and goes onward. But if they say standard gauge that ends at Oniadio and you have to transfer yourself back into Ibadan, I give that to him. Infrastructural projects, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, large kudos to him. The Sukuk bond thing, it worked. I remember traveling same that road in the year 2000, and I would spend in year 2001, 2003, 4, 5, 6, I would spend hours on the road. But now I can do, Lagos to Benin, 3 hours. Lagos Ibadan is still being done. And some other projects around the country. Give that to him. Also, when you now dive further, the state of insecurity is another one he failed at. Prior to his administration, you could still go on Kaduna Abuja Highway. Now it's dire. The trains were attacked. Based on the infrastructure it did, there was no surveillance security architecture on the train line. All right? So you can see to a large extent that didn't work. I will give another thing to him. I'm a very objective person. I give the Finance Act to him. I like what the Finance Act did to a lot of businesses, reclassify those that pay tax, incentivize, bumped up VAT to 7.5%, to be able to collect more revenue. Insecurity raises its ugly head. In his time, government bureaucracy didn't stop. In terms of corruption fight, he didn't do well. Because we had one top corruption going on, close to 90 billion by accountant general of the Federation. That's bad. All right? In the terms of trade, we didn't do well under him. The trade indices didn't improve. In terms of governmental revenue, we didn't make revenue. In terms of perception of the country, it went down because of insecurity. And him too, as a person, did not try with some of the things he said. Some of the things he said. They could have been properly said. The speeches could have been properly written. But some areas I would give to him. I won't fault him if he did some infrastructure. Although some people argue that infrastructure is a given. But he did infrastructure.
Okay, now.
Did he do enough in housing? No. But the economy, woeful failure. And you see, the barometer will always be, was your life better with this economy 4 years ago than it is better now or 8 years ago? A lot of people will say no.
I think that's...
If you compare, if there were better things done in the economy before President Buhari got in, he prevailed over 2 recessions. We'll never forget that. The economy tanked.
Rufai, that question you just asked right now is very germane. I'm going to ask our listeners that question. Was your life better since Buhari has been in power compared to other administration? Is your life better now? Is a question for you listening to us. But before we open the phone lines, let's just talk about this story from the PDP. This is for you, Obed, now. He said, 2023, we will not leave PDP. We will fight in the party, says Wike. I saw him yesterday. I watched him on TV when he was talking, say, foul. If you think we're going to leave the PDP. But does he know the extent of what he is doing to the party, the crisis he has caused, and what he's causing, what he's doing right now?
Yes, my position is that it's difficult for Wike to leave at this point. I want people to always remember that when you go back 8 years ago to 2014, the guys that left the PDP, who formed the new PDP, Amici, Atiku, and the rest of them, those governors and the breakaway flag of action, they formed the PDP just after the merger of APC. And so they entered the APC and were able to jostle and get positions and nominations. Now, nomination of candidates has closed. All of Wike's candidates are in the PDP, the governor, the governorship candidate, the Senate, everywhere, House of Reps, and so on. So he cannot leave the PDP. He cannot join another party and say he's campaigning for the PDP in those state elections. Yes, and national elections. Yes, of course, he may say, well, I will not vote for Atiku, I will not campaign for Atiku. But you see, every time he talks about the PDP, and there was a report that came out, was it early this week or last week, that about 70% of the voters in last election are basically illiterates. They are in the villages and the rest of them. So what are you going to tell them? When you see the card, go there, put PDP here. When you see don't put PDP in. All those things will come on. So it's in a very dicey situation, unfortunately. And he called those guys and was complaining that some of the guys who were leaders of the party had moved to Atiku and that they are campaigning against him and working against him, but that he's doing this one for God and for this. Wike is doing nothing for God, or he's not doing anything, or at least he's doing it for himself. This whole thing is about, I'm being honest, it's about personal interest. Wike was among them. Wike, Otom, Makinde, and they were the ones that brought Ayu as chairman. Why? They wanted Secondus out. Say, okay, if Secondus is out, then they cannot get in. And then Ayu will be chairman. It makes it easier for them. It makes it for say, a certain candidate to become, to pick the ticket of the PDP. But you see, this is politics. And politicians are very good at playing politics. It was tweeted by the Atiku, Tambuwa camp, and then Ayu and Atiku, they've been in SDP before, years ago. You know, along with Tinubu, they all have the same heritage. They have the same DNA. So those guys know how to play the game, and it was at Fox. Now, you've been at Fox, you lost the primary. Yes, there was an agenda, there was a feeling, and there was a resolution that the president should come to the South. But that didn't work out. And within the whole thing about the South, there was a feeling that the thing should go to the Southeast. Wike, in running for that presidency, usurped the Southeast. It's the Southeast that should get that turn. So that's why even when he's making all these cases, it's difficult for him to get traction in the Southeast. Maybe he's got somewhere like Ikpeazu, who has not performed in Abia State. He has a few people with him, but he won't get far.
Now we're going to open the phone lines. But before you go, Rufai, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, before you go, do you think that Wike knows what is going to happen to him if his action caused the PDP to lose? What will happen to Wike if the PDP loses this election?
You see, there's a man called Isaac Newton. He propounded the laws of motion. And he talked about action and reaction being equal and opposite. I'm sure Mr. Wike knows that for all of his action, there's an opposite and consequent reaction. And you should be ready to face it. See, even if he supports the PDP tomorrow, there will still be consequences for the things he had done hitherto. And the consequences are far-reaching, both for him and his political party.
Okay.
And that's why Newton was very wise by saying action and reaction, they are equal and opposite. And I'm sure you should understand that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rufai. Let's open the phone lines now. It's already buzzing. Thank you. So have a wonderful Friday.
Bless you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bless you all.
Okay, thank you. Now, the number to call this morning to contribute on the program is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Mary, this is Etikobai Combs from Ilorin.
Welcome to the program. Go ahead,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I guess I'm the first caller today.
Yes, you're the first caller.
All right. I want to start with the bearing of arms, which the Ondo State governor went against. Now, the president will continue to polarize the country in all forms that is made available to him. He has done that with religion. He has done that with tribalism. He's done that with so many things. Now, if Katsina, whether it is a state or but the fact that that state stays in the north, and then is granting them the permission to bear arms, then what is wrong with him doing same for Motekun, doing same for other states that want to protect genuinely their citizens? It's a problem on his part. I wouldn't know why he's doing that. Then secondly, the issue of infrastructure, I've said it before. Yes, he has done well as far as infrastructure is concerned, but when there is security issues, those infrastructures cannot be enjoyed. And they would not pay back whatever loans or whatever things or whatever monies have been used to incur those expenses on them. Then finally, for Wiki, let me use my Yoruba language, Wiki Mate. If in the long run Atiku comes in as presidency, he will run away from Nigeria, honestly. So he should tread carefully. He has made his mark. He has made his point. Everybody has supported him and said, yes, what he has done to him is wrong. But then he should learn to calm down. Things cannot go his way all the time. God bless us, and thank God it's Friday. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your contribution. Much appreciated. Now, let's take some comment from YouTube. I'm seeing quite some interesting comment here. We start with James Morgan. It said, at second, Niger Bridge should not be politicized, but because it has toll gates which the user will pay for. Okay, that's your comment. Another one from the same person says, Buhari asked GEJ to resign. That's good luck, Ibele Jonathan, if he couldn't handle insecurity. But now Buhari did not resign, even though security has tripled. But the last one here said, at Mr. Panelist, are you justifying that the northern politicians should occupy the whole key position in PDP? That's for you, Obed. And then at Mary, are you praying for PDP to win to continue setting us back? Certainly not. Not praying for any political party right now. So do you want to react to that?
Nobody is justifying it. But I'm saying, look, it's the business of their political party. Now, what I'm saying that Wike is not doing this because he's a Satana or he believes that it should come to the South. He's doing it for himself. I'm talking about the selfish agenda that he has. So all this thing about we are doing it so that we have a Southern person here and so on, it doesn't dice with me at all. I'm not convinced.
It's a personal thing.
It's a personal thing, yes.
Hello,
good morning, Mary.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
Yeah.
Where are you calling us from? Is it Mr. Peter or Comrade Akma?
No, it is Peter from Shomolu.
Welcome, Mr.
I'm not from Melbourne. How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. Happy Friday to you.
And thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Mary, let us just look at the federal government approving sophisticated firearms for the government of Katsina State. Do you know that all these things are becoming so clear to us now, what Buhari actually came to do? I always say it, whether in financial empowerment, he came for his people, for security, he came for his people, to distribute sensitive and lucrative positions to his people. And maybe because Buhari could not do that because his government as a military head of state was truncated, and then he fought to come back, and he came back, and he has done what he could not do then. That's actually the way I look at it, because I can't see a country that the president would be doing one thing in the north and will be doing another one in the south. When we're saying that, how can you be having different strokes for different people? You have the Fulani people calling themselves herdsmen, carrying AK-47, roaming the forest, driving away our mothers and raping them, killing them, and then there is no stern action from you. You cannot, as a president, order that you will just say if you see anybody with AK-47, then that was the end of it. Unfortunately, it is very clear now, and it's too late to Nigerians to cry over spilled milk. And then, let me come up from in this angle as well. You were asking Oseni, what has the government done? How has it touched our lives?
Yes.
Oseni mentioned the second Niger Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and then the train Lagos-Ibadan. Is that the only project that should be done in the whole country for about 8 years. Go to the southeast and south and see federal roads in very, very sorry conditions. Now, what of Oyo Ogbomosho Road? I went there the other day. Is it not part of the job that he should have done? Go to all over the country on the Enugu Road. Go there and see what is happening. Are those places not federal roads? So only Lagos-Ibadan Express, Lagos-Ibadan train, and then second Niger Bridge that Buhari should do in how many years that he has spent. It is very unfortunate. I said yesterday, I can't wait to hear him giving his valedictory service to leave the government of Nigeria and leave us alone. Let us see how we can cater. How many manufacturing companies have closed down? When you say power has improved, I came back yesterday, no light. It was this morning they brought light, and before you know now, there'll be no light again. I got to studio yesterday. From 11 o'clock there was no light. They brought it for and took it again. Is that how to improve light? Maybe in some areas, and then in many other areas there is no light. I beg. See, let Buhari go. Let us go. Let him go. Let us take back the country and move it forward. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for calling. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call to join the conversation this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and your location?
My name is Bess. I'm calling from Medigo, Lagos.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. About the outfit, the issue of ammunition to the outfit in Katsina State. To my own opinion, I think the president is actually preparing for his homecoming. You know, he knows the state of insecurity in the country, and there have been serious attacks in Katsina State, actually, even in his hometown the other day. So I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to be more secure when he goes back to Daura, when he leaves the villa. So I think it's kind of strategic, but issuing it to not issuing to other states, issuing to the city alone is kind of suspicious, and that's where the problem has been. So to me, I think he's just kind of preparing for his homecoming. That's why. So, and the issue of Wiki, my position on Wiki's problem is that when Wiki lost the presidential election, he didn't say anything yet. When Atiku promised him the vice president, he kept quiet. The issue started when he realized he had lost both the presidential ticket and the vice president to someone else. So that's why he started calling for use. Had he has been given the vice president ticket, will he stand that you must go or what? So I think he's just fighting a selfish fight. That's my own belief. Yeah. And I commend Akoridolu also for his he has always been outspoken anyway in the aspect of security. So I commend his voice also on this as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm calling from Jori State.
Okay.
These people are talking about north. The way this is happening is the northwest. It's not all part of the north. So people should try to differentiate between what is happening in the northwest and what is happening in the other parts of the north. Thank you. Good morning.
Okay, thank you for that. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, my people in the studio.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name and your location this morning?
I'm Kenneth Obaja from Koka, Lagos.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Please, Koka, Sulurere.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. On the issue of Second Niger Bridge, we must give it to Buhari. There's no two ways about it. I don't believe in everything is politics. No. He tried.
Okay.
Even though he failed in economy and other spheres of economy and other even security, he failed. But on that Second Niger Bridge and some other areas and some railway issues, he tried. Then, coming to Wike just selfish. Let me put it that way. Because Atiku and other top members of PDP allowed the zone to be in the southeast because southwest are taking their turn, south-south are taking their turn. PDP and Atiku and all their groups, they said, let it be zoned to the southeast. But if you fail to be zoned to the southeast, then it will be open. And we opted for open side of it. Now, he thought he will win, but at the end of the day, he failed. Now he's fighting. Fighting for what? Fighting for who? He's not fighting for Southerners. He's fighting for his own selfish interest. So as far as I'm concerned, PDP have done nothing wrong to Wike and any other person there, please. If they don't want to campaign for Atiku, that is their own issue. But for saying that PDP fed Wike or whatever, it is not true. Because Wike is fighting for selfish interest. Even when Beshi was the governor from Ipere, if Wike is talking of balancing political positions, why did he then, as a person from Ipere, take that position as again and become governor for around 8 years after Amechi? So Wike, for me, is all no, please. Sometimes we get emotional unnecessarily. Atiku is not wrong. PDP is not wrong because Wike forced them to throw it open. And when it is open, he lost the battle. And now he's fighting again. Please, my people, that's my own view. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your contribution. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning.
What's your name and your location?
I'm engineer Young Pluton.
Okay.
I wonder, that is the problem we're having, that is difficult for us to have good leaders. I'm a student of history of Nigerian political systems. Now, you are saying Wike is fighting for his own personal interest. I don't think so. People are clamoring that on APC that they are having Muslim. You are forgetting that it is wrong to have a chairman for us. And at the same time, you have a presidential candidate. This is more justification says one of them must step down. That is what Wike is fighting for. Don't forget that it's not only Wike that is fighting. There are some underground people who are actually fighting for him. I don't belong to any political party. That is why. For the ASU case, it seems our politicians have not learned from history. You understand? They are calling on the military to take over because all their attitude, everything they are doing, they will send their own children to foreign land to study, and they still put it on the social media. The downtrodden are suffering. None of our children are able to go to school, and you feel those your children that you place in high places, our own children who are not going to school will allow you to rest. That is another angle to it. Another thing like that is that they don't they allow people to carry arms, that these people will not carry arms. Well, that is nepotism. Pure nepotism. What is good for what Akeredolu was saying, he was saying the right thing. So we will defend ourselves. Awolowo have said we are going to defend ourselves because when they push us to the wall, that is what is happening when you see insurgency everywhere. If you come to my house and commit a harm, I will not have an alternative than to reciprocate it. For the other angle that we were looking at, the ASU case, some people say ASU are not right, they are not that. Put yourself in their shoes. You will do the same thing now. They are not fighting for themselves. I have the opportunity of traveling around Nigeria. How many federal government institutions have equipment? Even to do ordinary tests, they are just secondary school, gratifying secondary school. Please, these are politicians. They are pushing us to an extent that every individual will hold up. Maybe they are talking of Amoteku. They will push us to an individual that when you come to my gate with AK-47, you will see machine gun in my place.
Thank you.
I will see whether they can sit in that place for the president.
Thank you, sir. We have to take more calls. You spent about 3 minutes. Thank you so much. When you call us, ensure you make it as brief as possible. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
My name is Ojuku.
Okay.
My name is Ojuku here from Bariga.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, when you say Wike is fighting a selfish fight, let us remember the beginning of this crisis. About 19 governors or 18 governors suggested Wike to be the vice president. Now, Atiku said, he went for his own personal interest. So who is the selfish among the two persons? Atiku went as far as saying that he wanted somebody that will work with amicably. That is Okowa. Meaning that Wike is not a troublemaker. Let us remember all the statements. He went too far by making that statement. I'm not a politician, as others have said. But let us be careful the way we relegate other people to background. We don't respect others because we are for our interest. If we are talking of somebody who is selfish, it is Atiku that is very selfish. That's my point. And when we talk of the other one that the president arming his people, there's no problem. When another person enters there, he will arm his people. We will continue to pluralize Nigeria. So what let us we know where Nigeria will take us to. Well, remember, bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my sister.
Yeah, Chief Aloy, good morning to you.
Chief Aloy, I say, what I'm talking for my own, every day the same thing, every day the same thing. I don't tired of Nigeria. The thing what they suggest, when station there like this, soldier will take over the country and control the thing because politicians then don't do more than. And my own suggestion is say our soldiers have to take this power now and control the station before because he don't too much. You civilians they are taking power now like say they go wear their badge, wear their coat. Okay, watch how many people when they go work, even that place when they work, when they wear coat to come work. Now nobody fit buy and 300,000. Before them they put a tie, put everything. But now they can manage to buy tie. Buy okay, can press them, put a tie, send them they go office. Person will go school, come out. Okay, how much then they pay them? So my suggestion is to make sure they take power. Let them take power even 3 months or 6 months.
No, Chief Aloy, we can't go through that route. That is too drastic. We should not even we should not even encourage that at all.
Because it's done too much. Everybody, every day, weekend, every day, article, every day.
Let's be hopeful. Let's be hopeful. That's why we keep talking about it every day, looking at ways, solutions, and trying to analyze and bring these people to book. That is why we are talking about these issues in the news every day, so that we can make these people accountable and not just to give up and say, let the military come take over. Come on. We can't go back there. We're going forward. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Abayomi from Ilasa.
Welcome, Mr. Abayomi. Good to have you
Thank
today.
you very much.
Yeah.
Children. And they have something to be sharing among themselves. Now, I'm a Yoruba man, typical Yoruba man. If you see me, you will know I'm a typical Yoruba man. This matter, people are saying that this governor for Rivers State, is not fighting for himself. He's fighting for this is a national problem that we have. So for me, and if you talk of Nigeria, where is that Nigeria now? I can tell you now, all the parastatals, military parastatals, 90% they are all Fulanis. Go to the records. Then the 10 remain is sharing between Igbo and Yoruba. Even some part of Hausa, they are suffering. But what I'm telling you now is that where is that Nigeria that we are saying Nigeria? I'm sorry. For Akeredolu, the man is right. And we fight it to the last. Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. And finally, this call is from Ambassador Mushba. You are last caller today. We're doing great. You have less than a minute.
Okay, I will do that. I think democracy has come to stay in Nigeria here. Nothing to stop it. Now, to me, let me just touch on the Buhari. I agree with Rufai Oseni that Buhari has done well in Nigeria. And a party told me calling no vote for PDP and APC. He said he's part of PDP. He's part of APC. Now he's talking. Even though he is part of PDP, because we also run as a vice. So I think, look, let me tell you one thing. All these politicians they can just bamboozle us. If you allow them to, we should all wake up together. Wike is fighting for this selfishness because he removes secondus. What do you expect? So he gets what he deserves. So all I know is that in all, we need to work together to make Nigeria great. Let me stop there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ambassador, this morning. Our time here is up, but let's take some comment from YouTube. This one is from Ovie Oseriwoja. He said, if Wike is selfish, according to your caller, is Atiku and his northern cabals altruistic? Didn't they destroy PDP in 2015 cause of the selfishness too? I beg you, Wike should continue. All he wants is equity. Another one from mine says, don't mind them. When Atiku and his friends sabotaged Jonathan's presidential ambition, no one said he was selfish. Now that Wike is returning the favor, he is selfish. Nonsense ingredients. A comment from our YouTube. There are many comments there. There's a community right there on YouTube. You can join and be part of it. Voice of the People 90.3 FM on YouTube. And that's our show today, Friday. Thank you so much for being part of the program. And a big thank you to Obed Awede for always coming through.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot.
And Rufai Oseni, thank you too. And everybody that has called us, our online family, offline family, Lagos family, worldwide family, thank you so much for being part of the Voice of the People. My name is Mary Onaife Debbie. You can find me on Instagram at Mary Onaife. Coming up next at 8 o'clock is Ogendigbo.